Good afternoon. Welcome once again to the 66th Annual National Family Island Regatta from downtown Georgetown and Elizabeth Harbor. We are racing. Good afternoon again and welcome. I'm Reg Smith. With me is Dwight Hart, and we are pleased to bring you the best in sloop racing in the world. And we can say that because we are on the set.
Absolutely, Reg, and welcome back to all of our viewers tuned in around the world via the live Facebook stream, National Family Island Regatta 2019. Reg, we've had some very good sailing so far for today. C class out of the way, B class out of the way. But let me tell you, the reason people come to Regatta,
expect this, people.
Reg, the reason they come to Regatta is to witness what is about to happen out here on the water.
What is about to unfold
in the next couple of minutes.
So let's tell them what's going to unfold out here. We have some long-term strategies going on here, some long-term relationships, some long-term fights. Let's get right down to it. And it's going to be between a couple of boats.
Yeah.
It's going to be Running Tide. It's going to be Tidal Wave. It's going to be Courageous.
I like when you say that second name.
You like me to say that name a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
I got the Tidal Wave.
Yeah.
Running Tide, New Courageous, Courageous, although New Courageous, Legend.
New Legend.
Running in. The New Legend name coming more and more to play. She's the defending champion in VOB. We have Running Tide, I think was the defending champion here last year.
Yep.
And Courageous was one of the winners of the series last year.
Yes.
So we've got the top boats all gathered here. We have, I think it's 9 boats, is it?
Yep.
On the line to go. These are all A-class boats. These are the big guys, 28 feet long. The average mast in here is probably about 56 to
62 feet, yeah.
And then we have Legend with 65 feet, we think, sticking up there. She's the big cat.
Yeah.
So the winds, though, are down. We're looking at what right now, about 6.
6, yeah. I would say
maybe
about 6
9
knots.
And everybody's carrying big sails.
Yeah.
So we saw Courageous go with kind of a small sail.
Right.
Went straight masthead. It looked small, but it went all the way. So we're going to see some big clouds out here today. We're going to see some strategies because the winds are going to be shifty and moving around, going up, going down.
In those conditions, what does that mean? Is there going to, you think, going to be, you're going to have to tack more just because the winds are so low that the distance between 2 points, you're going to get pushed so far off that line, so you're going to have to tack back. Lower wind conditions, more tacking or less tacking?
Well, it depends on how low. We're not down to the point where we're working catch force right now. Catch force means that when you see the puffs coming on the water and they're separating, we still have a steady flow.
Right.
So I would think that the long tacks would be still in play right now. The theory is your first tack is going to be your longest tack.
Okay.
So everybody tries to get off on starboard. That's where we want to go. Remember the boat on the pin to the first boat on at the beginning of the line, all go starboard.
Right.
But the boat on the starboard end of the line can go port.
Either way.
So we're going to watch what happens. There's not a lot of room to go port here today, so maybe everybody's going to go starboard.
And particularly with tide, well, tide's coming up, but not full tide as yet.
Not full yet. They may still be going down until about 5 today, and then it turns. So it'll happen maybe, into the race.
So we want to go over, Reg, the names of the 9 boats that are entered, and pretty much on the line. You can call them off from the top.
Let's go with Legend.
Go with
Legend.
And then we've got the Running Tide, and both Legend and Running Tide out of Long Island. We have the Tidal Wave, right?
Tidal Wave.
Tidal Wave.
Say it again.
Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave. I kind of like how that sounds. Tidal Wave.
Tidal Wave.
Tidal Wave. Not a tidal wave, but tidal wave.
Yeah.
Sailing out of Staniel Key, and let's be honest, the crowd favorite for years here in Exuma, particularly for the Exuma fans, but fans from around the world. Tidal Wave in the 3rd position there, and next to her we've got the. Is it the New Courageous or is it?
No, it's. Let's get it for you.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead.
Get the right name.
Okay, so you've got number 6. Which is
good news.
Good news.
Good news. That's what we're missing.
And then you have Rough Justice.
Rough Justice.
And then you have New Courageous.
Then we have New Courageous.
And then you have
Southern Cross.
Southern Cross. And then Ed Sky.
Ed Sky.
And that's it.
Red Stripe.
Red Stripe
should be fitting there
way down Let's see, is she in yet?
I know she was out trying out just a few minutes ago.
Just coming into the line.
All right.
Coming into the line. She's going to be right next to the big dog. She's going to be right next to Legend.
Okay.
And so they're trying to fit her in there now. So that's the way they line their folks. And don't forget, now we start a little bit different. We have all these big boats anchored up. They've got about 100 foot of road out. What's going to happen is we're going to get a warning gun. You'll hear that. And then we'll get a start gun. On the start gun, we lay two on that line. Now, some people like to have a 150 foot of road out there.
Yeah.
So, causes a little problem. I don't think you'll see that today, but
one of the interesting things I noticed about the tidal wave, Reg, and I'm not saying this because she's my favorite.
Folks, I'm gonna have to tone him down a bit on
yeah.
tidal.
I'm saying this because this is an observation that I've made, and I want you to take a look at it. And our fans who are watching, take a look at the start, and you'll find that the majority of the boats get all the anchor rope in before the mainsail starts to come up. The tidal wave.
Yeah.
By the time she's got half of her rope in, that mainsail's going up. Now, there's obviously some benefits to that, but there can also be some danger in getting that sail up too quickly because the boat could start to pull away before you get all that anchor in the boat.
There's a way we do that, right? When you start pulling, there's a point in pulling where the anchor man or says, he uses a word, pan. The helmsman is going to put the helm across, and
the boat's going to lean.
He's going to pull off.
Right.
By that time, when he gets the can, he really needs to have the sail up. The sail needs to be up because
the boat's going to start moving.
Yeah, once the helm, and then you got to start getting on the pry.
Right.
So we'll see that. We'll see them all pull straight ahead, and then the word "can't" comes. The helm comes across to windward, and then the boat falls away. If the sail's not up, that's where you're going to have a problem.
All right.
So
well, we'll just watch to see
who
gets this sail up first. And my bet is going to be that the tidal wave is going to be the first sail up, and I think that's one of the little advantages that she has. Obviously, takes a lot of crew maneuvering to make that happen, to make it work.
Well,
so that you're pulling off. Your anchor is in at the same time the boat's starting to move.
One of the important things is that start, is getting off that line.
Yeah.
Because and sometimes with the way the roads are different, you have 100 feet, I have 150 feet. You may have pulled already, but I'm still pulling.
Right.
But you're on my lead, or you're on my weather, and I can't
get out of the way.
I can't.
Yeah.
Because you're still pulling.
Well, yeah.
So that's something that we've talked about for a long time. I don't think you'll see any change in that, because if you say to these guys, you only can have 100 foot of road, and somebody wants to put out what that does is it gives him weather position on the next boat.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's how they do that. Can't turn it. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see running tide come out very, very fast. Stefan likes to get out of the line quite fast. Legend is on the far end. She doesn't have to worry.
All right.
She's going to go starboard anyhow.
Right.
So there's nobody on the lee of her. That's your problem, is getting started with a boat on the lead, right?
Right.
Because when that boat on the lead is in the way, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we're not going ahead just yet. We're still trying to get
Yeah,
forward.
trying to get some motion.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Well, again, yesterday we had the Prime Minister's Cup race, which was the A-class sailing, and again, Reg, we spoke about it in our earlier broadcast. Most of the fans, most of the sailing enthusiasts, the sailors themselves, who were part of that race yesterday, have come back and said one of the better races that they've seen
a good race.
in Georgetown for quite some time. A race that had multiple lead changes throughout the course of the race. A race where the winning boat at one point was in 5th place, and was able to get back.
But kept changing back and forth. And you're going to see that today again, because, again, right now you can feel it where we're here. We're like 10, 12 feet up off the ground. So we're getting pretty much what I think they're getting on open water.
Yes.
And what I think is going to happen is, if this wind does what it did this morning, which is go up and down and become variable, then we're going to see that tacking. Now, Stefan loves to tack.
Yeah.
Most of the other guys like to lay down, but he will come
Stefan likes to tempt people. He's a tempter.
He will come at you.
He's a tempter. He's the devil. He's the devil. He likes to tempt people. That's
so we're going to see that
the way he
today.
operates.
We're going to see that today. And tidal wave is really, really aware of that tactic. That she know Brooks and Stefan know that tactic.
Brooks is salt and pepper. Brooks is seasoned.
Yeah.
He's seasoned.
Yeah.
So Stefan is obviously going to try to goad him into making a mistake, which is what he should do.
So we have the warning gun, and he will. We have the warning gun, and watch. You can look at the line now. If you're watching the picture here, they'll all start. Some of them start to creep. They're not supposed to do that, but you see the boats start to move a little bit, and then comes the start gun, and then we're really off to the races.
All right.
Train your eyes on the start line. Get ready for it. Here we go, folks. We're at downtown Georgetown. Big up first series race of the 2019 regatta, and we got some of these boats have 10, 12 men on deck today, even though the wind is. They're going to start pulling, going northeast, and will cant going off to north or northwest. That's heading away from us, going over towards Stocking Island. The boat closest to us has the right, the only boat that has the right to come on port tack, which will come towards us.
That would be Ed Sky.
That would be Ed Sky. All the other boats will go to starboard. And so we'll see how.
There's the gun, Reg.
So there's your gun, and we're off, and here they go.
Reg, watch those sails.
Okay.
I want you to watch the main sails.
I'm watching the mains. The jibs are going first. Did you see that?
All right. Looks like good news. Good news is going with the jib first.
And here goes the first main up.
And
the
here
first
comes
main up. Is not Tidal Wave, but Tidal Wave is going really fast now. She's got all the way up.
She's going up. All right, main sails up for the most part. All but even. Just about, Reg.
All about even. Legend is up. Nobody's canted yet. Okay.
Here comes the dance.
Legend's on the cant.
Ed Sky is coming to port.
Ed Sky is still pulling. No, that's not Ed Sky. That's Courageous is still pulling.
That's the new Courageous still pulling. And
Ed Sky's on port. Everybody else is going to sub. It doesn't seem to be any hang-ups on the start. Looks like a good, clean start.
Dance. A nice little dance. It looks like Red Stripe may be in a little bit of trouble.
Red Stripe seems to have a problem.
She's going backwards.
And maybe she's just shattered, or she just didn't get her road in. There.
Yeah, it looks like Tidal Wave may also be going backwards just a little bit.
Okay, number 5 is out.
Number 16 is out.
16 is out. Number 10 is still hanging in there. 81 is at the back of the pack. That's Red Stripe. All of a sudden, good news seems to be covered. And now we're going to get Red Stripe going.
All right, so Legend's out. Running Tide's out.
Legend's out and gone. Running Tide's on her weather. Courageous on the weather of Running Tide. That's the first 3 boats off the line.
Tidal Wave just right behind.
Tidal Wave is right behind Running Tide.
Southern Cross, Rough Justice.
Southern Cross, Rough Justice on the lead. Ed Sky is going off towards Lily Key. There's something going on there. While the rest of the boat.
No time and coming back on attack.
Okay, she's back on port.
Red Stripe still going backwards.
I want to tell you folks that New Courageous has struck a wind here. She's put her nose up here to Monument and she's gone. So now it's a foot race. Let's see what happens.
Looks like the Tidal Wave trying to dance her way between the New Courageous and the Running Tide.
Tidal Wave is sitting. She's getting.
Red Stripe still struggling, Reg.
Yeah,
Looks like she's finally picked up some of that wind and starting to move.
Well, we looked at that sail before they took off and we thought it wasn't going to do the job today, but maybe it is. And here's a really good tack from Rough Justice coming across on port tack. Ed Sky is away.
Yeah.
Ed Sky is a boat that a lot of people
sleep on. Yeah, they sleep on.
Okay? And she's sneaky,
She is sneaky.
She'll sneak in there. So you're getting a good look at the fleet going away from us toward Stocking Island. Rough Justice coming over. Ed Sky already passed us here to on port. The idea is to get over towards the island because the current runs from here going east
Yeah.
And it's an ebb tide. It's still ebbing. Might be a high ebb, but it's still a low ebb, but it's still ebbing. And so you're going to get over in that current and then go east or go southeast.
Well, I can tell you, the tidal wave seems to have just gotten herself a second gear, and she's starting to walk away. You can just see her, if you just watch her sail, Reg, she's starting to edge away, pulling around in front of Southern Cross from our vantage point. And there she is, number 16, on your screen, the tidal wave, as you can see. To her right would be the New Courageous.
Courageous is to her windward and quite a bit upwind and ahead of her. She's going to have to really go some here.
Right now,
what is amazing is running tide has fallen down, and so is
the Legend.
New Legend. Now, don't forget, they were on the lee end of the line to begin with.
Yep.
So we expect them to be there. Here comes tidal wave back.
No, she's still not coming. That's Southern Cross
That's
coming
Southern
back.
Cross coming back?
Yeah.
Southern Cross coming back. Okay. Yep. Southern Cross tack. Tidal wave still going north. She's on top of Running Tide on top of Legend. And
here's a good look,
New
Reg.
Courageous on top of all of them.
Here's a good look at the Rough Justice coming into your screens right now. And a look now at, that will be Ed Sky. Just going by
the dock here.
By the dock, the government dock. And what do you call that point she's headed to, Reg?
That's Regatta Point. She's going to just cross Regatta Point. Whether she's going to go that, she can get on top of that and pass. That's the thing. The further she goes down in there, right?
Yeah.
This is a problem for the south side of the course. The further she goes down in there, the harder it is to get back up to the mark.
Right.
And that's why all these boats are going hard over to
Well, Ed Sky has definitely tacked back, and she's now headed back towards Stocken Island.
Okay, so if you watch the way she's going to point now, she's going to point at these other boats because that's the way. It's 45. Sailboats don't sail better than 45 degrees to the wind. That's what we say.
Some action out near Stocken Island. Legend is now tacked back, and it looks like she's gone across both the New Courageous and the tidal wave.
And they can't let Legend loose. They have to contain her. They can't get her out there by herself. She's got a big jib on, and she's got a full cloth. All of her clothes on today.
Well,
so we
doesn't look like anybody's going to fall on her right now. Looks like Red Stripe continuing to have problems. Sail coming down.
Interesting here is 16.
Running tide now, Reg. About to make an attack back. Let's see what the tidal wave does.
Tidal wave will go right across her, and so will New Courageous. They're both going to go across to get on the windward of her. Let's see if this. It should cross her because they weren't that far behind. And you can see them really lay into it.
Yeah, it certainly looked like the tidal wave has definitely cut.
So the tidal wave is across.
I don't know what the position is with the New
tidal
Courageous.
wave. Dwight tidal wave cannot tack until Courageous tacks. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so both of them are going to cross running tide.
One of them is cross running tide. Let's see what happens with the second one.
That's tide. Both of them are across.
Oh yeah,
both of them are across.
Running tide just had to do a little quick dip to get to the stern of the New Courageous.
So now we watch the two boats behind that. That's tidal wave on the left. Courageous tacked away.
And there comes the tidal wave right
behind.
Tidal
wave right on top. Okay, we have just about everybody except Good News and
Red Stripe.
Red Stripe seems to have a problem. Sails down. We did see a little problem with that sail before start, and so it doesn't surprise me that she has that. Here comes Good News, who's about to tack now. I think they will go all the way to the beach, Dwight. They may as well now because they're in that position.
Yeah.
And stretching up the harbor, got
Legend, Running Tide, New Courageous, tidal wave.
Okay, tidal wave is on the weather, I believe, of
both the Courageous.
And
also
on the
Legend.
Also Legend. However, Legend is stretching out in front. thing you have to watch with Legend now is she is going to reach with that big sail.
Yeah,
Okay?
I agree.
Now, whether she's going to go to wind is she's not a deep boat.
Now watch the position, Reg, from your vantage point. Look at the tidal wave and the New Courageous. Now, just watch how she's just creeping up. Even though she's on her wind, she's also moving with. She's reaching her right now.
She's reaching it.
She's coming with some speed.
She's definitely reaching it. Now we just got to shift up towards the monument there, and you see Legend heading now right to the mark.
Yeah.
But over here, Rough Justice is coming back on starboard, and that's an interesting attack. But again, I think
Legend
will be
Legend
across.
be ahead of.
Yeah, because when you get to the land over there, Dwight, what happens is you get knocked.
And as you can see, Reg, if you just take a look at what's on the big screen right now, here comes the tidal wave, just walking by the New Courageous.
Yeah, she's just overpowering.
Overpowering her is an understatement right now. She is. Just look at that. Just look at that. And just as I say it, we changed camera angles.
We didn't want you to get too excited. Folks, the mark is exactly where it was, I think, for the B class. It's up in Gaviota Bay. And so we're going to be watching to see.
There's a good picture of aerial view from the drone showing, and I think that's the Legend, maybe, who's making her way.
That would be Legend.
All the way by herself right now in that particular camera view. But here comes the tidal wave, just now putting a little bit of distance between her and the New Courageous.
One of the things that we have to appreciate is that the sail is an engine.
Yeah.
And if you've got a 400 horsepower and I got a 200 horsepower,
you're gonna get outpowered.
You're gonna run over. And right now, tidal wave's got a 400 horsepower working. The distance between tidal wave and running tide, I think, is the one we want to watch, Dwight. So there's Ed Sky going back on port.
Mm-hmm.
That mark is tucked up in there quite a bit. So they're going to have to make a tack back to starboard to get to it. So can we see that on the big screen?
I think from this aerial shot, that is a shot of the new Legend.
Okay.
She's obviously she's going to have to make a tack back, I think. I don't think that
she's going to have to tack back, for sure. She's not on the ley line.
There it is.
I don't think that's a ley line. I don't think she's on the ley line.
New Legend. David Knowles at the tiller.
And she's got pretty good clear air out there, and see how fast she's going. Look at the boats that are chasing. Okay,
yeah, they're all making wakes.
They're making wakes. And to pass her, you've got to get up almost on steps. So that boat's really moving. Classic A-class. You can see the water line. You can see the red bottom. The guys out on the pry. And these guys are 10 feet, sometimes 15 feet off the water when that boat heels. When she tacks, they have to get in, get under that sail, get this slide this pry across the deck.
Yep.
So that's quite a bit of work here. Those pries are heavy on these big boats.
There goes exactly where this mark is.
So we can just take a quick look up with the glasses and see what we have going on in the bay up there. And tidal wave and New Courageous. Tidal wave now in front of New Courageous. And they may be on the ley line to the mark, and Legend may have to tack that, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking the Legend's going to have to tack back, Reg.
Those guys may be on the ley line. Is she far enough ahead to come across and get them? Let's see that.
Yeah, once we've identified where the mark is, I think it'll give us a better perspective on who's... Now, there's another boat coming into the shot. Is that the Justice or Ed Sky?
Coming in just coming on starboard, it would be Ed Sky. Coming off starboard side should be Ed Sky coming back. But I would think we should be below these boats. You see the angle on the deck there on Legend. She's really heeling, so there's some good wind out there.
So there's your Legend.
There's two boats there.
And that would be Ed Sky.
So Ed Sky must be on the lee. And Legend on the weather, is that it? And they're
Yeah.
pretty close to the mark.
Sometimes, you know, this camera
Camera angles fool you sometimes.
fools you to think that they're very close, but what you see sometimes is quite a bit of distance between.
Well, you can usually tell because all the boats sort of flock to that one area. And obviously they might have moved this mark a little bit south. Because Edsky seems to be on the same line as Legend. Or is she to lead?
No, she's to the lead.
She's to lead.
And there may be quite a bit of distance between those two. It just looks close
Yeah.
from this particular camera angle.
Well, Legend's certainly going over the top of her, that's for sure. Yeah. Legend's going over the top of her. Just powering over the top.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that the Legend is probably going to go around the mark in first place.
Yeah, I would think so.
Just now.
And we seem to have
Red stripe on the way back to
retired.
shore.
Yep.
So she will have a
It's too bad.
did not finish next to her stats for today.
And you can see Legend just going past, or is that Tidal Wave?
That's a Legend.
That's a Legend just going past Edsky there. Boat speed's everything today.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're close there to the beach. Now, up in this area where they are right now, a couple of things happen. You get knocked from Higgins Landing.
Right.
Because of the hills there, you're
Yep.
going to get a knock to starboard. So that means you're going to fall away from the mark.
Okay.
And then if you get to the end of Higgins, you're going to get a second knock.
Okay.
So you take those two knocks and the boats behind you don't.
Right.
Suddenly, you're in a bad position to come back.
Right.
You should tack when you get knocked. You should tack immediately back. So let's see what happens. Still don't see the mark. So it must have moved, right? It's got to be up here, so Duck Bay. So folks, we have a new windward mark for the A class. It's gone to the traditional spot, which is just in Duck Bay. And Duck Bay is at the farthest beach that you can see when you look out of Stocking Island looking northeast. We can just see the Legend sail going by.
And here's a shot now of Rough Justice. And
she should be up there.
not
somewhere
sure
there.
who the white boat is. That is probably the Running Tide.
Shouldn't be Running Tide. Running Tide and Courageous should be hooked up. All looks like they're on a broad reach, but they're hard on the wind. So this is that area I'm talking about where you get knocked to starboard, and depending on where the mark is, you have to come back. You have to come back on starboard tack.
All right,
to
looks
get
like
to
the
it.
Legend just now making a tack. We'll get our camera to pull out.
That
And
Legend going
I
back?
think the Legend has gone around a mark.
If she's back, then she's around. Let's look for it. Yep, she's around and coming back.
So the Legend around in first place.
And Dwight, look at the size of that sail. It's huge. This is what we were talking about. If you let her get out front, with the power that she has,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard to take her down, especially if she could just lay down
Yeah.
and reach. And you have to get her. You have to force an attack, to get to her. So who's going to be around second? Running Tide.
Looks like it may be the Running Tide.
Running Tide, not Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave was going pretty fast down there, so
I don't see the tidal wave in my view right now, but that may be the tidal wave coming right at the mark, while
that might be
the Running Tide
Wave.
is trying to come around. I think that's the tidal wave
That
coming right to the mark.
Yeah, that's Tidal Wave. I think coming around behind.
I think she's gonna go around ahead of Running Tide because she's gonna have to give us some room.
No, that's. I don't see a number on that sail. Running
not
Tide
a
is
number on the
around.
sail, then that would be
number 5 is around. Running Tide is going to go. They're going together. I think together. But I think Running Tide has to give Tidal Wave some buoy room there.
Well, if there's not a number, that may be Southern Cross.
Could be. I just couldn't see the angle of the sail there.
There comes Rough Justice around.
So everybody's coming around now. Definitely we have two boats hooked up there in second place.
That was Southern Cross going around in third place.
In third place, behind Running Tide?
Behind Running Tide. Tidal Wave is just going around the mark right now. So
Okay.
she's definitely fallen off.
No, don't forget, Sutton Cross had good position going up there. We just didn't see her.
Yeah.
She was on the right side of the course.
Rough Justice is also around. So the Tidal Wave right now sailing in fifth place.
Fifth or fourth?
Which is where she fifth. Because she's got Rough Justice ahead of her also.
Rough Justice went around in front of her.
Yep.
Okay. I can't see that. All right, folks, we're downwind now, and this leg is going to come all the way down here. So this is where, if you are fast, what happens when you're going upwind, if you have a big sail, you have some of it tucked down on the deck.
Right.
You come around the mark, you put up 3-4 feet of sail,
Let it out.
and all of a sudden, you've got another 20 horsepower.
Yeah.
And so you run down the boat in front of you. Let's see what happens here.
It looks like the New Courageous just going around the mark right now.
I thought her sail was a bit small, the boom short. I think maybe short boom, and she had a lot in the hoist, but maybe not a lot in the boom. See that wind doing?
Yeah.
It's not dying like we said it was going to. So coming down along Stocking Island now, it seems that they're going to go to Monument. They don't seem to be coming back to us. They go to Monument, and then they'll take maybe a turn there and come back over across. The big boats we tend to keep up in this part of the harbor because of the draft.
Right.
So they don't get down towards P&P.
That shot there shows you number 5, the Running Tide, followed by the Southern Cross. Sailing extremely well right now.
And George's got to be pretty happy with that. Southern Cross has been reworked. Used to be a pretty hot boat. Actually, I had the sister ship, Blue Kind Lady, way back when.
Okay. And as soon as we get a pull out from that shot, we'll be able to see exactly where the Legend is. Just to the left of number 5.
Just below us here, we're looking at Red Stripe. Maybe we could get Captain Lundy and find out what happened out there. But they're calling for some help. And it seems that they have a
main sheet problem
or a main sail problem.
Reg, if you see what I'm just seeing now and what you're seeing on the screen, the Legend has now put on a major
move
lead. She's flying. I mean, just look at that boat. She is flying across the water.
She's on a broad reach coming down along the island, and that big sail.
Mark Knowles walking down the street should be extremely happy, even though apparently he was booted from the tiller. Not very happy about that, but Mark Knowles, legendary boat builder, is the builder of that new Legend, and his brother David at the tiller and sailing extremely well. Mark, she is sailing extremely well. Take a look at the camera, Mark. She's sailing extremely well.
Well, this is the boat that Mark built to beat every other boat. You know that.
He did.
He said that before he even cut the first plank.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to build a boat that's going to take care and shut this conversation up.
Yeah, really.
And I remember him being very, very adamant about that. So let's see if he's right.
Well, she's definitely holding on for right now.
Well, the wind stays.
This in the A class, it's not over until it's over.
Absolutely.
Not like the C classes where one boat gets out and you could almost say it's done. In A class, a lot of things could go wrong in a hurry.
Well, if you said that to David, David said, "Yeah, it's the exact same in the A class." Mind you, she's not as far ahead as you think. Look at the gap now. Or am I seeing Running Tide? That's the second gap.
Yeah, I think you're looking at the second and third place right now.
Yeah, second and third. Oh yeah, Legends popping out from behind the boat here in a minute. Folks, you can see the speed of these boats. You look at the island behind and you see the speed they're going past.
Yeah.
They are really, really, really going. I don't know, Dwight. May not be your day today.
Well, you know, I'm one of those.
But if it's 2 laps.
I'm one of those very optimistic people, and I'm not going to say it's over until it's over. But there comes the legend now popping into our view as we look back.
That is a lead. That is a big lead.
Definitely extending the lead on everybody else. And
Definitely a big lead.
Tony Knowles and crew, Mark Knowles and crew, right now feeling very good.
Oh, I think Tony more than Mark. Tony
about
is,
themselves.
Tony is really, really excited right now.
But on your screen right there, you can see Rough Justice fighting off the Tidal Wave. And I can tell you, the Tidal Wave is, she's undermanned in this particular regatta because you've got 3 Long Island boats out there. And they told me last night that they were going to gang up on them and try their best to keep her pinned in and blocked out. And to this point, it's probably working, but you know,
Listen,
I leave it up to Brooks to figure out where
I will tell you this: when you're on that water, you can try all you can, but if the boat has got power, you're not gonna hold it too long.
So, Reg, as you can see, that there shows the distance between first and second. And as we said, right now,
keep that in mind. Keep that gap in mind because we're gonna look at that next time around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I have a sneaking suspicion that Running Tide, believe it or not, is making some inroads. She's encroaching in that a little bit. And we're going to see when they turn to come around. Boats sail differently on different sides.
Yeah.
So maybe some boats will sail better on port than on starboard.
Yep.
And so you just have to know which side your boat's sailing on and which side your competition's sailing on. So you can take advantage of it.
Well, it looks like from this position, the Tidal Wave seems to be encroaching just a little bit on Rough Justice. So we'll see, Reg. Maybe you can peek in there in your binoculars and see whether what I'm seeing is right.
Rough Justice is holding her own, but Tidal Wave is in striking position. And New Courageous is way up front there. She got away from Tidal Wave. Or is that Ed Sky?
No, you got Rough Justice in front of the Tidal Wave.
Yeah, and then before Rough Justice, I think it's Ed Sky, isn't it?
No, Southern Cross.
That's a blue hull.
White. All white boats. The first 3 boats are all white.
No, I'm going back behind that. From the back. Let's make sure of this. Tidal Wave. No, that's New Courageous. New Courageous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 through now. You can see where the boats are ganged up out there. That's the reach mark. So they'll go around that, and let's see where they're going to go from there.
Right now on your screens, number 5, Running Tide.
Closing that gap.
All right, the legend about to go around. There she goes. And you always want to have a clean dive around.
Can you check that time for me, Dwight? Until Running Tide gets there. Looks about.
And here comes the Running Tide.
Now Running Tide will lose a little time as she turns, which will allow Legend to put a couple more boat lengths in there. And I don't see a committee boat leading, so I don't know where they're going, Dwight. There's a mark here. That would be great if they came here. And it looks like that is where they're going to come.
So she's got about a 40 seconds,
huh?
Gap between Legend and the Running Tide.
There's Running Tide around.
Running Tide around. Southern Cross about to follow.
Oh, there's a mark here. Maybe they're coming to this one. This is the last race of the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. These are the big dogs. A-class sloops. Perfect conditions. Absolutely perfect conditions. Steady wind. Right, we thought this wind was going to drop off. It's steadied up and it's back up to about 9-10 knots. Just perfect racing afternoon. We're on a low tide, or approaching low tide, so...
Here goes your Rough Justice going around, and she's now followed by the Tidal Wave. Coming up behind the Tidal Wave, it's going to be Ed Sky.
So they're going to come to this mark here, just in front of us, so we're going to get a good look at them. They can't come like the Seaboats did up against here, right, because this bank is into place. So they're going to have to either tack back here real quickly once they're round.
You can see a little gamemanship going on out there between Rough Justice and Tidal Wave. Rough Justice trying to lead Tidal Wave away.
Well, she's not going to let Tidal Wave get on her weather.
Well,
that's what that is.
She's also not going to let her try to sneak up on the other Long Island boats. That's for sure.
No, it's basically trying to protect herself right there.
I think there's a little bit more than that going on right now.
Because the tendency is when you come around a mark, if you stay in a straight line, the boat behind you goes up on top, blankets you, and then she can pass you. And that's what Tidal Wave was trying to do now, to get past Rough Justice so she could make contact with the boat in front. So here comes Legend, full bore, to the line. You can see the marker in the water just behind the committee boat there, which also has a couple markers in it. That's always frustrating, where the committee boat has the markers and it's moving.
Yeah.
So now she'll come around here. She'll take this marked port, head back up. My thinking is that she will go back, but you never know. This wind has pulled a little south, a little bit, a little southeast.
You have a nice aerial view right now of all the boats coming up the line. And there goes the Legend. And she goes around Reg.
Yeah, you want to check that time again, Dwight? Let's see if 40 seconds was right. Whether she gained any. She's blocked down and put her nose back up in the bay, and they're not even going to come in here. Their running tide does coming around, whether she's going to go north again.
Right now she's at...
It's a beautiful sight, these sails.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful sight on the water. 30?
30.
Coming around now.
And yeah, still about...
Okay, now let's see if Stefan attacks and how David answers. The attack here would be to go right on to starboard right now and force David to cover him. Will he do it, or will he follow out? Here comes Southern Cross. Does Tidal Wave get by?
I don't know. I think Rough Justice may have made a mistake. Getting defensive there with the Tidal Wave. And may have cost her just a little bit of space there, but I think she's still going to get around ahead.
Just ahead.
Of the Tidal Wave.
Just ahead. That 40 seconds that Legend has on running tide is very, very tough right now.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to catch, to make that up. And so here you have now Rough Justice going around, followed very closely by Tidal Wave going around.
I'm surprised that Stefan hasn't tacked yet.
Well, don't forget, Stefan sailed out here earlier today, so he may be quite familiar with something that you and I may not be so familiar with.
The problem is, if he does tack, Legend's going to cover him.
Yeah.
So maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's not ready for that yet.
Well, I think the most important thing is we're going to see what does Brooks do to try to cover some of that ground that he missed out on.
The only option he has now is to open the course, is to go away, and it doesn't look like he's going to do it. And
I think he's gonna. I know on the last lap he was able to reach the New Courageous, and so he's probably thinking he can probably do the same thing to Rough Justice and Southern Cross. So right now he may just be sailing for position.
He could be sailing for position, but he's on top of Justice.
He's on top of Justice, is correct.
He's on top of Justice.
And he's starting out to reach it too.
He should outreach Justice. I mean, he was outreaching everybody a while ago.
Reached by everybody else too. I mean, she's almost stalling right where she's at right now.
Southern Cross is doing what we call juking. She's trying to get a little bit up on top of Tidal Wave because she sees Tidal Wave coming. So this is the fleet here.
All right.
Ed Sky on New Courageous.
Ed Sky.
Ed Sky. Ed Sky's gone back on.
And if you take a look, Reg, Tidal Wave is, I think she's certainly caught up with Rough Justice, and she's about to go by her.
Yeah.
And
Rough Justice going to attack.
Rough Justice going back to attack.
She doesn't have room to attack. She can't do that. She cannot do. That's going to be a problem. She forced Tidal Wave to attack.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You have to have room to attack.
Reg,
you have to give the boat room to attack.
There's a game plan with the Long Island boats. Let's just.
I don't want to go
Let's
there.
just be honest with that one, right?
I don't know.
They're going to tag team the Tidal Wave for the rest of the race. I can tell you that's going to happen.
Well, it's to her disadvantage because now Tidal Wave's gotten away.
Well, of course, on her, but
yeah.
I mean,
and Tidal Wave will get away
for the rest of the race.
Well, Rough Justice knows that she's not in. She's not here. Thank you. She knows she's not here. But watch Tidal Wave. That might be the difference right there.
Might be beneficial. You never
that
know.
might be the difference right there. Because Tidal Wave was not going to attack, but she forced it to attack, and she might have just opened the race up. Because that's what I was looking for from Running Tide.
Well, Running Tide looks like she's tacked back.
Well,
also, or Southern Cross, that is.
Southern Cross. All the boats at the back, you would think, would have gone on starboard. That's Running Tide going across there. Did David cover? We don't know. Can we see it on the screen?
I think the Legend's got such a comfortable lead right now that he's probably not going to do anything.
Better cover. Always cover. Always cover. Smart thing to do. Because it's almost match racing now. Is that good news? Yep. It's amazing how fast they look on their own, eh?
Yeah.
Folks, I hope you're enjoying this. It's racing A-class style, sloop style.
There's a picture of the stern of the Legend. Those guys feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I think you're right about this duel. Dwight, take a look out there. That's Rough Justice tacking with Tidal Wave, and Tidal Wave is now on her weather. And I'm thinking the Tidal Wave will now be far enough away to go right across.
Yeah, she's going to probably just walk right by.
Right over the top. She was getting fouled earlier,
Yeah.
which is why
Yeah.
she couldn't get by.
Yeah.
I think now she's far enough away she'll just go by.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, running tide has tacked and gone back. It's a different beat. It's a different, shorter beats to the mark.
Yeah. Rough Justice, I think, got out duel in this one.
Look at it. Here we go. Just as we say, Tidal Wave's going to go right over the top of her.
Doesn't even wouldn't make any sense for the attack anymore. She'd just be wasting the time.
Yeah. What happens when you get that close is you get that bad air coming off the leech of the boat under you, and then you have to tack away.
Well, like we said, interesting little bit of sailing going on there at the middle of the fleet. Little defensive sailing.
It's interesting why Tidal Wave just didn't keep going though. Why she rolled back? He must be something going on up here between Legend and Running Tide that he wanted to get
I'm
in.
thinking she just doesn't want a Legend because I think she also recognizes, Reg, that she's getting better speed on the reach.
Yeah. Definitely on the port tack, she seems to be fast.
Absolutely. And
Seems
as you
to
can
be
see,
fast on the port tack.
she's definitely just walked past the Rough Justice at this point, and going to leave her in the stern. So Rough Justice.
So here comes
may have
Legend.
just sacrificed her own position, but basically doing it as a favor to the Long Island boats who are up front, Running Tide and the Legend.
And that's Legend just going across there. Should be approaching the area of the mark. Below it, they'll have to go back on starboard to get it. Some good speed there. Seems we saw this before.
Yeah. And there's a good view of the tidal wave just outreaching Rough Justice after a little tacking duel a little bit earlier. But she's now just going to put some distance between her and the Rough Justice.
Those of you on Regatta Point would have a great look at this match going down towards Roll Key and over towards Duck Bay. And Legend is still leading, and they're all on that ley line, going to a ley line somewhere off Roll Key, and then they'll tack back on starboard right and try to get to that mark, which is up under Ducks Bay. And we should be able to see that in a little bit. We've got a good crowd down in front of the big screen. I'm sure all the pundits are there.
Yeah, oh yeah. We have to say, Reg, kudos to the National Family Island Regatta Committee for arranging to have this live broadcast and
Definitely.
to have the big screen set up so that all the fans who are here, this is a first for Georgetown. It's something that was started by the best of the best 3 years ago, and then Long Island got the big screens for the first time at their regatta last year, and so Georgetown has now gotten into the mix of things.
Well, it's become part of Regatta now for the fans
Absolutely.
who know it and expect it and look for it.
Absolutely.
You know.
Well, there's so many people who would like to be here in Georgetown, either who live here on the island or from elsewhere around the world, and not being able to get here. The next best thing is to watch it live from the comforts of your home or at work or your mobile device, wherever you are.
Well, you know, this is one of the last wooden fleets, and here comes Legend tacking on to starboard.
Yeah.
Is she on the ley line?
Should be the line to the mark.
Is she on the ley line? Let's see. That jib is taking a little while to set. Okay, she's away. And I would think this far down as she's gone that she's got to be on the ley line or close to it.
Yeah.
Good set on the sail.
All right, this, Reg, sorry,
Go
this
ahead.
particular view that we have on the screen now kind of shows you exactly where she is. She's all the way at the top of the screen,
Right.
and she's going to be making her way down. We've got Running Tide just to the left, who
By the way,
look,
back
may,
though.
may have made up some ground, though. They made up some ground, so we got to be very careful. The Legend obviously is going to attempt to make the mark from where she's at. I would think to the right would be the Southern Cross. So she would be out of position to affect the Legend at this point. But Running Tide, Reg, may have sailed herself into the mix of things.
Well, I'm looking at the line of boats here. Is that the market just at the top left?
The mark would be just
somewhere in there?
Yeah, just to the top of the sail of
Running Tide?
the Running Tide, from what we can see from this particular aerial view.
Well, here's the thing.
I think the Legend is definitely going to get there before.
Legend's
the
on
Running Tide.
starboard in any case. So if it's a matter of coming together, she has the right of way, and she will take the mark. And she is really motoring. That boat is reaching really, really powerful reach there.
Doing extremely well.
And you can see
Those guys-
that she's going to go across.
Definitely said that they would make up for the error yesterday with the sail not being ready, getting torn. And she's got the sail on now, and as you can see, she's gone across the bow of the Running Tide.
Folks, that's not as close as it looks.
It's not as close as it looks, is correct. But here comes the Running Tide now on attack. He's coming right by it, so Reg is actually closer. It may be closer than
Maybe closer than we think.
we think.
Can he make the mark? Is he on a ley line? Can he make the mark? Are they both going to make the mark?
I'm assuming that if the Running Tide tacked at that point, they've got to be on the line.
No, she hasn't tacked yet. She left up, but she hasn't tacked. Oh, has she? Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
tacked.
she's tacked. She's on it.
And just coming into your view from the bottom.
And here comes
Of the
Legend
screen.
around.
Looks like, is that the tidal wave? Sailing herself into possible third position.
Well, check the number. And we're on the downwind leg, seems. And Running Tide may have closed that gap.
And it certainly looks like the tidal wave may have sailed herself into a little third position, if I'm seeing the right boat.
We'll know in a little bit.
And she's got to watch out for Southern Cross, who will be coming from her starboard side.
Southern Cross should be in a better position.
No, there goes the tidal wave.
Is it 16?
That's 16.
Okay, third place.
Tidal wave has gone around in third place. And so it looks like the Southern Cross may have gone too far to the east, Reg.
Yep. Tidal wave around first. Southern Cross coming now. And again, Brooks is coming in from that port side. Got right in front of her.
And so Rough Justice, who had a nice, comfortable fourth position, decided to get into a little dueling match with the tidal wave, and she's now in sixth position, I think.
Yeah, there's somebody in front of her there. So this one could be a wrap. Let's see if that 40 seconds held between Legend and Running Tide on the downward run. Because I think they're going to go back to that mark and then come here again. And the wind is steady. This is amazing.
Yeah.
The forecast was totally wrong.
Yeah.
But still not so wrong that they couldn't carry big sails.
Yeah. Well, here you have a shot of the tidal wave, followed by the Southern Cross.
Folks, this is another traditional rivalry going back many years, back to the 70s, when tidal wave and Southern Cross would regularly hook here in the harbor. And Southern Cross was at the time one of the top boats, as was tidal wave, of course. So it's good to see these names go on from year to year over time. You see the same boats coming back, and the fans come back to racing because of it. Again, I look at the sheer difference between these boats and the boat up front, and I'm looking for it to come through any minute here. Doesn't sound like a lot, 60 to 65, but it's a lot of canvas up there. We're at the 66th annual National Family Island Regatta. This is the first series race for the A class. Looking right now like it's going to go. Legend is in command.
The newest dog.
The newest dog. Legend seems to be in command, and we will know pretty soon.
And again, from that shot that you see, you have the tidal wave, followed by the Southern Cross.
Just a little note about the E-Class this morning, Dwight. Clarence Smith, Lady L, getting across Manowar and Buzzy.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of interesting. Very interesting. Okay. While we were talking about C-Class, Legend running away with this. Wait any minute. Here she is. Or is that running time?
That's running
Legend
time.
may be through already.
Yeah, Legend is already
Yeah,
off.
so I'm right. I'm waiting for her to come out.
Well, if you can look on your big screens now, there's your Legend.
40 seconds, we said. I'm trying to see if she should just be about here now, and if she isn't, that means that running tide has picked up some time on her.
Well, I don't think it's going to make a difference. What kind of time running tide would have made up? I think the Legend is far enough out front that
well away.
She's going to put it away.
It's never over until it's over.
Well,
never over. You could lose a halyard, you could break a boom, lots of things happen.
Sometimes I like to wake up from my dreams and face reality. And I think the reality right now is that the Legend.
Okay, here's Legend. Count it.
Is that 10 seconds?
Okay.
$20.
Maybe extended. With all the tacking, stay in phase and keep that time, would be interesting. 30?
Right around 30.
10 seconds. He's game.
Yeah, 10 seconds is a lot that you've made up if you only had an 11-second difference.
Yeah.
But when you had a 40-second difference, 10 seconds is only a quarter of the way.
Hope springs eternal.
Yeah, well,
there you
go. I'm sure right now Tony knows, and the crew.
Oh, he's jumping for joy.
My dad being one of them, Everett Hart, really right now just up besides himself with the impending victory. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. My phone is going to be ringing non-stop. I'm going to have to answer calls that I don't particularly want to answer.
Well, Magic and Black Point's also jumping up and down because they're big Legend fans as well.
Yeah.
So that's Black Point is Samuel Key, so that's going to be interesting too.
And as you can see, the difference between second and third
Bigger.
is almost the distance from Exuma to Long Island.
By which route? By Williamstown or North End?
And there comes the tidal wave coming into the view.
But a good job to get to
Back
that
to
position.
Yes.
Because
She made up 2 positions.
She was way down in fleet.
Well, I think an error to Southern Cross because she went too far. She had a good second place. She gave up. And then another error to Rough Justice, who decided, as opposed to just sailing her position,
To have attacking duel.
she decided to have a attacking duel with the tidal wave, which only benefited the tidal wave. Now, the end result may be that they were trying to ensure that the tidal wave would not have any chance of catching the Legend and running tide, but I don't think that would have happened even without that attacking.
I think they're just racing, right? They're just racing.
No,
They're just racing.
I'm looking at things through colored glass right now.
I was just gonna say, not rose lens. We're coming down to the wire here.
Are we gonna finish at this point, Reg, or are they gonna go back for another lap?
Let's see, because we thought they would finish last time in the B class, so they went back up and did another leg. But this time they did the whole circuit, so let's see.
All right, and so here comes the Legend around the reach
This
mark.
mark is still here.
Yeah.
This mark is still here, so we'll see where she heads. And that wind has built again. It's back up again, which favors the lead boat.
Yeah.
And she's coming to this mark. And there, the committee boats are there. See, the gunboat is there. Don't see the gunboat. I don't know.
We shall see.
They promised us a longer race, so you got all afternoon.
Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting to see what could possibly happen with one more lap. Well, there goes the running tide around the reach mark. And like you said, she's made up about 10 seconds.
Yeah, she's doing well. Pretty much downwind is like chasing.
Yeah.
So the difference is going to be if they are going to have another lap, you'll see Stefan come off and go north again. I bet he will. That'll be interesting to see if he does right away, whether Legend covers it right away.
Yeah, I don't see 2 boats in position for a gun to go off. So they're not going to end at this point or at this particular mark that they're coming towards.
And it's usually here. Finish is usually in front of Regatta Point.
Yeah.
So are they going to go back up over there and then in there like they did last time? Which would be good. I don't hear much noise from the crowd down there, Doug.
Well, sometimes it's good just to kind of be quiet and just watch. Just enjoy the race. Just enjoy the race.
I'd say the wind is up another couple of knots.
You may be right. Well, folks, there's a good picture right there of the Southern Cross. She goes around the mark. She's now in 4th place. There's the Legend. And a running tide coming right at you. Sorry, there's a tidal wave at Southern Cross coming right at you.
Let's see if Southern Cross trying to get up on the wind there of tidal wave.
She may be trying, but she's, I think, far enough behind that it's not going to matter.
Going to happen.
No.
Now, tidal wave is walking up on her right now. That's the maneuver we were talking about, folks. Come around the leeward mark. The boat behind you pushes up across your stern, gets you on your weather, blankets you, it goes by. And of course, the experienced captains are not going to let that happen. Tide away from shore is not going to let something cross by. So as we come to the lower mark, it's the Big Legend, followed by Running Tide, followed by Tidal Wave, followed by Southern Cross, and then we have a little gap back to Rough Justice.
Who's just gone around the reach mark.
We talked about the skill in driving these boats in this wind, but notice also when they come around the mark, that's almost a 90-degree turn that they're making.
Yeah.
In this wind with the big sails that they have out, they're really heeling over. So here we go.
All right, Legend going around, and then let's see the time difference now, whether the Running Tide has been able to make up any additional time on that downwind mark leg there. It's up now to 20 seconds.
And Dwight, the way she's put her nose, says they're going to go around again.
You think?
Yeah.
All right, we're at 35 seconds, so
Legend gained 5 going down. 5 on the run. Okay, here's what I want to see is what does
Brooks do?
Not Brooks. I want to see what Stefan's going to do right now. Because if he goes on starboard, he has to worry about Brooks coming around and staying port. Yeah. So
the smart thing to do would be to just sail your position at this point. Right?
Chase the
settle for your second. Settle for your second.
Folks, we had a weather forecast that said it was going to drop off around about 6 knots later today. It hasn't done so as yet. As a matter of fact, it's built. So we've got good breeze and a good fast surface for these boats.
Uh-oh, Reg.
And I called it. I called it.
Uh-oh, Reg. Look what's happening. And look at the
That's
Legend.
what I wanted to see. Here goes
now,
Legend, okay?
Reg.
Now,
what does Brooks do?
Okay, let's see this. Folks, we got ourselves a race here.
This is where the action starts.
We got ourselves a race. Okay, here comes Brooks. Probably going to go across, get on the windward of
I think he's going to go straight up the harbor. I think he's going to go straight up the harbor.
Straight up the harbor.
I think he's going to go straight up the harbor.
But I think
he's going to allow those 2 Long Island boats to try out attack each other while he makes a beeline for the mark.
Well, he can't make a beeline from here, so he's got to engage.
Not at this point, Reg.
He's got to engage. Right now, those boats are going upwind from him, and he's going to be that much downwind and behind.
Well, we're going to see. This is going to turn into one of the. This is what sailing is supposed to be. Someone has got to dare somebody to make a mistake, and Stefan definitely just dared.
Oh, he threw the tack. He
his
threw the
brother,
tack in.
Mark.
Not
David. Sorry, he just dared David to come race with me.
But I was talking to David last night. David said he'd take all comers.
All right.
So he just responded.
He just got it.
He didn't wait. And that tells me that they're engaged and they're watching each other.
Reg, like I said, Brooks is going to let them go do it.
What's the only thing he can do? I mean, he has to go across both of them before tacking because it doesn't make any sense to tack on the lee of them at this point. The question is, what are they going to do what is he going to do when they tack? And I would think that he's going to go back to them. This is the old call and report, folks. Call and report. Is running.
Southern Cross is definitely going to try to hang around with the tidal wave to see if there's any benefit to holding on to her coattail.
She's not reaching so well on this side.
No.
For some reason.
All right. Running Tide coming back. Does the Legend take the bait yet?
Not yet. She won't take it. She'll cross first.
This is a real chicken and mouse dare game right now.
But
real chicken and mouse.
But he should cover. Let's see if he does. He's watching Tidal Wave, I'm sure. Let's see if he covers.
This is chicken and mouse at its best.
Come on, David. Little brother's behind you.
He's letting him go?
Nope, I don't think so.
He's letting him go, Reg.
Not for long.
He's letting him go. He's letting him go.
Well, maybe he sees his ley line. Maybe his ley line's not that far away and he wants to just go to the ley line, and here he comes.
There he comes.
There he comes. Now he's got his distance, you see?
All right, and the legend back on attack.
So, folks, the distance between them now, if you drew a line from the running tide
To
to the legend, that's the distance running tide is behind legend.
This one is going to get interesting. It is going to get interesting. It's not finished yet, folks. I thought it was over and done with.
No, just getting started.
This one's just getting started.
So now, here's Tidal Wave all the way up here.
Southern Cross you're looking at right
Southern
now.
Cross with Tidal Wave is beyond that.
Yep.
Did she tack to cover? Let's look on. Can we see it on the big screen?
Gonna wait to get an aerial view up. Here's Tidal Wave. No.
Okay. Did she tack to cover? No, she's still on.
Can't see us yet.
She's still on board.
Well, that's not the Tidal Wave.
Not Tidal Wave. Okay. It's hard seeing it, but
yeah, we're gonna have to wait for the drone to get back in the sky.
what should happen, folks, is Tidal Wave should have tacked now and gone back to that.
No, she's still going up.
If she's still going up, then she's below and the same distance behind. So she's behind running tide. That's what you have to watch as we work our way down the harbor. I love this
well, you know, at this point, I guess, for Brooks, he was already in third place, and if he didn't see where he could gain anything, he'd just hold on to his third place.
Well,
and let Legend and Running Tide try to determine who's going to outbox each other.
Well, it's a smart move. Yeah. You know, don't forget now, we're still in shifting winds.
Yeah.
It's been steady, but if he goes down this side of the course and the wind shifts and he sees an opportunity, he'll slam them real fast.
Yeah.
And then he's got both of them on that side of the course. So this is a great play this afternoon. If you're down on the dock and you want to see an A-class up close, Red Stripe is up against the end of the dock here where the mailboats are. You want to walk down and get a good close at a good-looking A-class.
And Reg, we have the bottom bowlers, as it were. And I got to be very careful. Was that the New Courageous?
No, just tacked?
You know,
that's number 10.
Who's coming around the mark?
Coming around the mark.
Right now, as the final boat around the mark.
This is good news, I think.
It's either good news or the New Courageous.
No, I don't think the New Courageous over there.
Rough Justice.
Is that Rough Justice? That's 10, right? Rough Justice. Then where's good news?
And Brooks is still going, headed towards Long Island.
See the young fellas diving off the dock here like we used to do?
They've got every man out there on the pry, on the Tidal Wave right now. Every man on the pry.
And the wind is up.
She's obviously feeling something. And I can tell you, Brooks would not have gone that far if he didn't think that he would at least gain one thing from going there.
And I believe the sail you see coming through here now has got to be Legend. And so somewhere to lee of that has got to be Tidal Wave.
There's a shot of the Legend right there. Right in your cameras, right in your screens. Right in your living rooms, right on your computer screens in your offices, on your cell phones. There's that Legend.
She's motoring. Pretty much on the ley line there too, to the mark.
From that shot
Yeah.
coming up, Reg, we're going to be able to see the Legend and the Running Tide. And the Running Tide seemingly right now outreaching the Legend just a bit, even though she's on the lee side. So she's still got some distance to cover. And here she comes back now on attack.
And she should be crossed by Legend.
And we'll
about
see
the same distance.
what the Legend does.
Let's see if it happens.
It doesn't look like the Tide Wave has decided to come back as yet. Or she may have tacked back, and that may be one of the reasons why Running Tide came back. There goes the Legend across Running Tide. So you can see there's still some distance there.
Yeah. Still looking for Tide Wave though.
She'll be coming from the right-hand side of your screen.
She'll be coming the right hand across.
If she's tacked back. We'll be able to pick up the Tide Wave. Keep panning. Keep panning. Keep panning. Keep panning. Keep panning.
She might be gone.
Keep panning. And there she is. Right there. She's still going up.
Still going south.
She's still going south. And Brooks is going to take her all the way. One tack back to the mark. One tack back to the mark and hope that he may be able to make up some ground. On those guys.
Only problem with this tack is again, where the wind is, the
Yeah.
further you go south, the harder it is to get to that mark. But I know he knows that. So let's see what happens. This is Legend again coming up. That's Legend. And maybe you can show us the mark because he's got to be in that vicinity.
They're trying to get the camera that's on the boat positioned to the mark. But until the Legend tacks back, you know that the mark is not in sight yet.
Well, it's
that's the Tide Wave, and she's still going. I mean, she just decided to make one straight move up the harbor, Reg, and we're going to see what kind of benefit, if any, that resulted in for the Tide Wave in this race. She had a third place position. Is she going to continue to have that position? Is she going to increase it? Or is she going to fall back to Southern Cross, who was trailing her for a bit?
Well, if the wind hasn't shifted, she might be okay.
And
but she's way down there.
oh, she's taking it all the way. Kind of reminds me of a race 3 years ago.
She's almost at Duck Bay. She's almost at the mark, at the eastern marker, the eastern channel marker.
And I'm thinking the Legend has not come back as yet because those guys, I think, may recognize that the Tide Wave may have been gaining by going on a straight track. So we're gonna see.
No, I think Legend's sailing her own race right now. Sailing her own race to the mark. And there you could, if you.
And sometimes, you know, Brooks just does things to try when he's already in a position where he may recognize he may not win the race, but since you're out here, just try a couple of things.
Don't forget, he's got 2 boats on his weather.
And there's Tony and the Triton circling the Tide Wave. Those guys may be worried. They may see something, Reg, from out there that we can't see from here. There comes the Tide Wave, Reg. She's coming around.
All right.
Now, this is where Monkey puts question to his ma.
So now we can pull out and really see.
We're going to see exactly what benefit, if any,
the only thing that Brooks will have, he should have starboard on both boats, both Legend and Running Tide.
Well, as you can see, the Legend looks like she's right up on the marker, but right now, and she's about to go around.
Yeah.
So.
Is that A1 there? Yep.
So that's
she's
a
coming
Legend.
around. That's Legend just tacking to the mark now.
It looks like she may be a bit close to that mark. I hope she didn't touch. Hope she didn't touch. But it looks like she's around clean. Reg.
Yes, Dwight.
Looks like she went around clean.
She's around clean. She's around clean. Legends around clean on the bat. And our running tide.
Where's running tide in this whole action? I don't see it.
Running tide should be coming right behind her.
Oh, there she goes.
And Tidal Wave should have to
Tidal
make
Wave's
it back.
Tidal Wave's
to the
coming
mark.
on full force.
Is that 16?
That's running tide.
That's running tide. Tidal Wave's got to be over here somewhere.
So pretty much the same distance between running tide and legend. She hasn't made up any ground at all. So now that tacking paid off, she's still about 35 seconds behind.
Well, he only tried it once. He only tried it once.
We'll see now whether there was any benefit.
Well, he's still in third.
To the tidal wave as far as time.
Where's Southern Cross? That's what Tidal Wave has to make sure now that Southern Cross didn't get on his weather and may be between him and the mark. And that would be the concern there.
Here comes the tidal wave and Southern Cross now.
Because that long tack might have given Southern Cross an edge. So who's coming to the mark now? Is that Tidal Wave going to the mark?
Yes.
Looks that tall mass. Looks like Tidal Wave.
Yes.
Yes, it's 16. And going across is Rough Justice. So Tidal Wave's around.
Not yet, but she's getting there.
She's just about around. Just got to ease off. All right, so there you have it, Dwight. Let's see what happens on the rundown. Folks, I hope you're enjoying this extended version of A-Class Racing. 2019 National Family Island Regatta. Good breeze, good sunshine on a wonderful afternoon.
All right,
There's no better place to be in the world today than right here. And if you're a Tidal Wave fan like my partner right here,
you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling pretty good, Reg. Not as good as you'd like to feel, but you're feeling pretty good.
We're all Tidal Wave fans.
We're all Tidal Wave. Yeah.
All of us are.
No, but kudos to all the sailors out there. Long Island sailors are all my friends. I'm sure Tony Knowles is extremely happy, along with my dad, who's riding with him. I'm quite happy that I'm not on that boat with them, because it would not be a ruckus I want to be a part of.
The thing that I'm looking at here is that I said at BOB that Legend is a new iteration of A-Class sloops. And I think she almost proved it outright in Nassau. But we're going to see again whether she can do this week cleanly what she did in Nassau. Today is a good example of the power of the boat. The boat has the power to overrun these smaller vessels. And when we say smaller, we measure these boats on the deck.
Yeah.
We don't measure on the waterline. So Legend is a big bodied boat.
Yeah.
She sets a lot of boat in the water.
Yeah.
And whereas the other boats like New Courageous is more of a sled, sleek, much narrower, and just seems to be a faster hull. But the power is in that big bodied Legend. So it's 65 feet of mass. That's a lot of spar in the water. So
that's a lot of mass.
Good racing on a regatta afternoon.
Absolutely.
So we expect a whole lot of people in here tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Coming in. The crowds will arrive tomorrow and Friday.
Yep.
And on shore we'll get really, really busy. So this is a great time. I like this pre-weekend in racing when we're just getting started. The boats and people are coming in. It's kind of really, really nice to be here.
I totally agree with you, Reg. I've certainly enjoyed myself watching all the races out here today.
Here comes the Legend. She may have gained a little here.
So we've had in the C class, well, we can take it to the E class, right?
Let's start from D.
In
Let's
the E
wrap
class,
up.
you had a skipper from Exuma. In the C class, you had a skipper from Long Island. In the B class, you had the skipper from Abaco. And now back to the A class, it looks like
Long Island.
Long Island will be back in the winner's circle.
You know, one of the things Stefan said at DOB that made him very, very happy about being in racing is to see that the equality of the boats. The boats were all getting to the point where no one boat dominated.
Yes.
That's very, very, very obvious here in the different classes that you've got Abaco, Long Island, Exuma. I don't know if we can say Nassau. A lot of these boats campaign out in Nassau. We're looking for boats from Acklands. Okay, we've got a couple of boats in from Acklands. I think this Mayaguana, Cobra's Mayaguana. So more and more islands to get involved when we come to the Nassau Family Island. Regatta. We may have to look in the C class at how we limit that class or some kind of selection, because remember, one year we were up to 50 boats in C class. So this year we're at 31 boats.
Yes.
Folks, Legend is back in the center of your screen, and she's on her way to taking this first series race, 2019. There's been a lot of talk about this boat as to whether she is what Mark said she would be. Is this the definitive A class? And so today she is really, really strutting her stuff. Behind her is Legend, another Mark Knowles build. And behind her is Tidal Wave, which is a originally Long Island rebuilt Exuma product and has been dominating racing for many, many, many years. A lot of you would have grown up listening to Tidal Wave or hearing that name.
Yes.
And I say to people that when I was a boy, we used to call it Tidal Wave. And somewhere along the line, it became Tidal Wave. Not sure I'm right about that. It might be two different boats, but I think that's the way it was. And so here we are watching her again in 2019, many, many years later. That looks a little bit more than 40 seconds this time.
Yeah, it looks like it's stretched a little bit more. Agreed.
And between second and third probably as well. So while we are watching this unfold, let's talk a little bit about tomorrow. We're going to get started at 8:30 in the morning again. We'll start with E-Class. E-Class is now an open series, so we have both junior. This morning we had two seniors in Clarence Smith, who took first place in Lady L, and then Captain Buzzy Roll in Manawar. But right behind them was the future, Christina Roll, Buzzy's son, was third. And so I say to the old guys, get out of the way, the kids are coming. Then we moved up to C class this morning, and we had a tussle again with Long Island. Everybody thought that Woody K would be challenged. She wasn't.
Yeah.
She was across the line. But the surprise, and the pleasant surprise, and see, this one was Bull Rally coming through in third place. And so we want to be in the B class. Of course, we all saw that. We saw what happened there. Abaco came across with Lonesome Dove really in command of the field. And so this is the setting that we go into tomorrow with when we start the second series racing in the morning. Those are the boats that will be in first place unofficially. Dwight and I will not call we cannot call the official finish, but we can say unofficially that those are the positions and the point standings that we start with tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now this is an interesting thing right here, Dwight, before we return to you have a did not finish on Red Stripe today. So technically she's
out of the regatta.
out of the regatta.
Yeah.
Unless she's going to go first. And that's...
Well, first. Can't go first.
That's right.
There's
First.
only 2 races
Only
left.
Yeah.
So-
First, yeah.
The possibility of her winning the regatta is slim next to nil. Did not finish. Puts you at a real disadvantage to begin. But certainly, it looks like Legend is definitely going to finish
Big.
in first place.
Yeah.
And she is demonstrated, Reg, what Mark has been shouting and clamoring about for some time.
What do you threat?
That she's going to dominate.
Yeah.
And she's certainly the first time out she came to Georgetown last year. She was untried, untested, and did not do as well as they wanted.
But she did show promise.
She did show promise.
She did show
absolutely
promise.
did show promise. And they had her ready for the best of the best, and she came out on top of the best of the best. And now, here in Georgetown, she's demonstrated that she's certainly the best of the best today.
Thank you.
I want to put extra
Today.
emphasis on that. That is just for today.
We have to look at our forecast tonight, right? Because this wind has continued to build.
It is forecasted to blow a little bit harder tomorrow.
So tomorrow, as the wind gets up, the question is, can she carry 65 feet?
With a smaller sail.
And I've always been saying that this boat was designed to carry this mast.
Right.
So it's not going to make any difference to her. She's the same as any other boat.
Well, we shall see. So the boat's making their way down the channel towards the finish line. And in about 45 seconds, this race is going to be over. And
Well, first place is going to be across.
Legend will be
We
across.
still have to wait for the rest of the field a little bit longer.
I can tell you,
1, 2,
in
3,
A-class race, Reg,
4, 5, 6,
unless we're looking at points at the end of the regatta, nobody's going to be too concerned about who comes second
Who's
or
going
third.
second and third?
It's first. Bragging rights go to first place.
Well, we like to cover everybody right to the last one. Look at the boat coming around the
Southern Cross.
Southern Cross. That wind has really come up.
Yeah.
She's laboring right now to get in here with the sail that she has.
Well, here's a good thing about the first race, Reg. The first 3 boats have just as good an opportunity for winning the overall
Yeah.
as any boat out there. After third, it becomes a little bit difficult because you would really need to score high, and a lot of boats would have to drop off. But once you're in the top 3, to start
you're still
the
in it.
regatta, you're in the race.
still in it.
You're in the overall regatta. Because your goal the next day would be just to beat the 2 boats that beat you today if you're in third.
So Tidal Wave's in third position today.
Yes.
She's going to finish in third, barring any infractions or anything, of course, that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, essentially, it's a level field.
Yeah.
Certainly between
first, second, and third.
And these are the 3 class boats.
That you expect to be there.
Yeah, these are the boats that you expect to be there.
No doubt.
I still think that Rough Justice is a diamond in the rough.
Work in progress.
Okay.
Work in progress. I'm a little disappointed New Courageous
New Courageous.
didn't sail as well as she should have. Those guys actually believe that they should have won the cup race yesterday.
They should have.
And
They made a mistake. They wanted to reprieve today. I don't think she had the power on today. I don't think she had the sail in the earlier going. I think her sail's good now for the wind that we have.
Right.
But in the earlier going, I don't think she had a big enough spread. What Legends got up there. I mean, that's incredible. And the same with the second place boat.
yeah.
These they're out on the booms. These are not necessarily short booms, and they're full to masthead. And while New Courageous is masthead, it looks short on the boom. So, yeah, it's all in the rig that you put on to go out there with.
All right, so we're gonna just focus on the screen for right now, and
And listen for the
there's
gun.
your big sail coming up to the gun. And there it is.
There it is.
First one over and done with.
And
Legend.
there'll be some celebrating tonight, but cautiously. There'll be a cautious celebration tonight.
I think I'm going to stay in for tonight and stay out of the fray.
Last night you were in the middle of it.
I'm sure I have some bets that I need to pay, so I'm gonna have to go face the music.
Well, folks, wherever you are listening to us, here in the Bahamas, here in Exuma, around the world, we had people calling us all the way from Australia while we were in Nassau, and hopefully you're with us again and you're hearing us. If you're hearing us in London, we told you that Sacrifice, which is had some people over there that really love her, did quite well today. And those of you who have other boats, hopefully your boat did well today. But we know that the tidal wave connection is still alive. We saw that come alive very, very strongly yesterday, and we know it will happen throughout the week. Legend fans, you can tear up the chat tonight. You can say anything you want to say tonight. Magic, wherever you are, I'm sure that you are going to make those calls, those heavy things that you were throwing out. There was so much talk, so much chatter on the chats. Let's see how quiet it's going to be tonight. I'm going to take a look tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be one of them up at 3 o'clock in the morning listening to Jed Monroe toss and turn in his bed to try to figure out why they didn't do better in this first race. But Jed, you know, you're my good friend. I feel your pain. But your good man, Finley, made a wager with me. He's going to have to pay that wager when he gets here today at 7 o'clock. I understand he's on Western Air coming up out of Nassau. Scheduled to be in Exuma at 7. And so he's going to have to pay that bet. But good sailing, Reg. Legend basically dominated the race, almost the same. You know, if you think about it, in the 3 races today, first boat, the lead boat, never lost the lead.
Yeah.
Witty K held the lead from beginning to end. Lonesome Dove held the lead from beginning to end. And now the Legend held the lead from the beginning to end. And was not even close.
Not without some.
Well, I don't think her lead was ever challenged. In any of the 3 races today, the lead boat was never really challenged.
The only exciting thing for me was in this last lap.
Yeah, where Stefan tried to get the Legend to break a mast or break a boom or something. You know these guys. But man overboard or something like that.
But we'd like to see more of that because that's really what we come to see.
Yeah.
We want to see them open up, come together,
But you're not going to get that unless the boats are closely knit. When you have a wide open gap, nobody in the lead is going to get into attacking duel with a boat that's 2 minutes behind it. You know, that doesn't make any sense at all. So
we had a little chance. We had a little chance at it, but you're right.
Yeah.
You know, when you got that big old 40-second lead out front, why should you look over your shoulder?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You keep that foot on the pedal, and
don't race the boat behind you.
No, absolutely not.
So, folks, that's going to be it for us. We're wrapping up here the A-class races today from Elizabeth Harbor. For those of you who will be chatting until the wee hours of the morning, the question has been initially answered. The big dog is the big dog. Legend proved today that she can stand up with her 65-foot mast. We have about 15 knots now, Dwight. I think it's quite a bit. She proved that. She pulled away, increased her time over the second boat, which incidentally was defending from last year, running tide.
Yeah.
So I think some questions have been answered there. Big question answered. Can tidal wave come back? And I think she answered that resoundingly yesterday.
Yeah.
Didn't show today for whatever reason, but we'll know. We'll find out. This is the first of the series races. Tomorrow we go at it again, and so we'll see how that works out.
You know, I think if you want to answer that question, Rough Justice challenged tidal wave.
Yeah.
And lost that
That's it.
challenge.
It wasn't a good challenge.
She wasn't she wasn't in a position to be challenged by anybody else. She didn't get close enough to run a tide. So we don't know if they had got to a point where they could be.
We didn't get a mix-up
No.
that we wanted.
Yeah, she was too
Maybe
far.
maybe
out
we'll
of
get that mix tomorrow, and
Yeah.
that would really be exciting. I think that's really what the fans want to see.
Well, that's what I
A
want
little
to
bit more
I wanna
mixing,
see- I
you
wanna
know,
see
a bit more mixing, and the course is going to determine that, and the wind's going to determine that.
Yeah.
You know, if the wind goes south like it said it's going to do, and it might have gone completely around, then yeah, we're going to get a lot more when they start down at Stocking Island and come to us. We tend to get much more tacking and much more mixing. So we see what happens. But right now we've got a very strong wind out of the northeast, and it seems to be steadying there.
Yeah.
And this might be what we have tomorrow.
You know, Reg, one thing we didn't talk about for the entire broadcast today is
The honorees.
each year we have some honorees that the Regatta Committee likes to bestow an honor on. And so this year, I think there are 3 honorees.
Yep.
Reg. And we want to take just a few minutes to talk about them. Mr. Jacob Higgins is one of the honorees. We also have-
Before you go off Mr. Higgins,
Yes.
I learned some things about that man that was astounding. You know, he was the first executive chef, Bahamian executive chef in the Bahamas.
Oh, really?
He is an incredible man, and you should read his story. Sometimes, you know, we see people walking around, we don't know who they are.
Yes.
But he was in command of a major hotel
Yes.
in this country way back when. I'm going back, I guess, in maybe the 50s.
Yes.
He was as a young man. It's a really great story, and so yeah, he's been in sailing from the time I can remember, and so it's great to see him on it here this year.
All right. Well, also being honored this year is Mr. Delwood Gibson out of Acklands. And Delwood, of course, is a sailor.
And a builder.
And a boat builder also.
Downwind has the Barbarian, and one thing that you can say about Barbarian, whenever they come to Regatta, from the time I came up with Lucayan Lady, when I dressed up and I thought I had a really good-looking boat,
Yeah.
and I got out here and found Barbarian was not only color coordinated,
Yeah.
but everybody dressed. And
yeah.
every year, they do the exact same thing.
Yeah. And
So-
also Stafford and Bristol.
Stafford and Bristol.
And Stafford has been a part of the racing committees for
Well, he's
forever.
the man on the course.
out on the course.
He's the vice chairman out there on the golf on the course.
Yeah. And so tomorrow, I think we'll talk some more about them. But there are
Yep.
also some of the committee members who are also being honored.
We'll talk
dig
about
into a
that.
little bit of their history
History
and their
of the Regatta.
contributions. Yeah.
The All England Association, and we'll tell you about the different committees and how this thing really gets put together, because we really don't know a lot about how it's done. We see it happen.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we'll bring you up to date on that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Dwight, it's been fun working with you.
Absolutely, Reggie.
Really,
Pleasure.
really enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Great day today. And folks, thank you for joining us wherever
Hope
you
you
are.
enjoyed it.
And we hope you enjoyed it. And if we missed anything, text us tonight,
Yeah.
and we'll get on it and make sure we have it for you tomorrow. But thank you for joining us. Have a great evening, and we'll be here 8:30 tomorrow morning once again to bring you all the events of the 66th National Family Island Regatta from Georgetown, Exumer, beautiful Elizabeth Harbor. Have a great day.
All right.